Okay, what's your name again, mate?
My name's Lavell.
Lavell.
Yeah.
And you've been wandering around Brixton for a few months?
Yeah.
I think you was here the first day we...
I live in Stockwell.
You was here the first day we were preaching, weren't you?
I live in Stockwell, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how's the gospel affected you?
Well,
you just shared a testimony with me. I wonder if you could share that testimony with me again?
It's basically, it's not what I've done. Yeah, nothing that I've done.
Yeah.
But what I did is I believed that he is. Anybody coming to God must believe that he is. And I believed that he was, that he existed. And
what was you like 3 months ago? What was going on in your life?
Confused, sexual immorality, a lot of doubting his existence.
But you had some illness you were telling me you had?
Schizophrenia. I was severely ill. Terrible case of schizophrenia. Not normal, but terrible. Paranoid schizophrenia. I'd be talking to myself all day. I'd get angry with my family and my children, cursing them off.
And how?
Terrible.
Could you just tell us what happened? The same way you picked up the mic and you spoke to that lady.
Well, one day I was talking to my brother on the phone. And I said to him, I've been believed in God for a long time and nothing's working. I said, Joe, my brother's name's Joe. I said, Joe, nothing's working. I just ain't getting well. What's the point? I might give up and kill myself. And I put the phone down, and immediately a thought came in my mind, about God. I think about Jesus, and it just went whoosh. And the bad demon of schizophrenia just came out. And when it came out, I examined myself, and I was just amazed. I said, how on earth did God do that? For about a month I was doubting him. I even doubted his existence. And I said, now he's done that. I said, how on earth did he do that? And I said to my brother, I don't think God can heal it. And he just went whoosh, and it came out. And I heard a voice saying to me, you're delivered. And I know that God felt really sorry for me, for the lifestyle I had, and my mental state. I knew that God really, really felt sorry for me, and he just took it out. I didn't really ask him, he just took it out. And it was really demonic, it was controlling me.
And we've been down here for a good few months, and we've been trying to preach the gospel faithfully every week. And we know you was around at the beginning, and you had a few issues with the way we were preaching, because what we were trying to preach the whole counsel of God. We were not trying to water it down and make it look nice for people.
That was the devil. The devil will always battle. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Sometimes I'm talking to people and the devil's using me.
So how's what we've been doing affected you?
Well, what I found out is that you mean well. And that you're not out here to pressurise people to become Christians. You're out here to tell them the love of Christ that you've experienced. And it's not a myth, it's not something you construed in your own imagination. Christ is so real, and not many people know that he's real.
You feel like that now?
I do, yeah.
But when you heard us about 4 months ago, how did you feel about us then?
Well, at first there was a battle within myself.
But what did you actually think about us?
Yeah, after Christ had healed me, there was a battle going on. And I thought when I first saw it, I said, these guys mean business, they're good guys and that. But then I said, are they really real? Are they real? But when I found out that you're asking people questions and you're giving all the right answers, I said, it's only the Spirit of God that can do that. People were asking you questions of his existence, and I listened to where you answered, and it was very right. It was very right. You were saying that, if it was a Big Bang, this and that, and there's people coming up saying, of course it's a Big Bang. You said, well, how would you be here? How would the universe, how would it be in the cycle? How would the planets be rotating the way they do? Why is it the sun is a certain distance away from the Earth? And all that is true, because those are the questions that most people want to ask. And Christ is the answer to all those questions. He's certainly shown me, that no matter how much I doubt him, he cannot doubt himself. If you think God can't do something, he'll put you to shame and show you that he can.
And have you got a message that we can take back
Yeah.
and tell our church
Well,
with regards to what we're doing here in Brixton on
the
this corner
message what I
every
say
Friday.
is this: do not be dismayed by unbelievers. Understand that people that don't believe need someone. If you're there to do that good work, then I'm sure God's going to be there to finish the work as well.
And if we're not here on a Friday,
If you're not here on a Friday, then a lot of people suffer because they start home with demons, they walk around confused. So we need people from churches and places like this to encourage and stop people from walking around like zombies. But without Christ, you're a walking zombie. You don't know you're dead, but you are.
spiritually.
Spiritually dead. And it's real because that spiritual death affects your temporal life. Everything becomes numb. You know, when you're eating sand. Even the Bible says when you're blessed and you eat, it's like real food, real meat. And when you drink, it's like real water. But when you're walking around without Christ or God, you're walking dead. When you eat, you don't really enjoy it. You eat like an animal. We're not like dogs and cats. You know, we have an eternity. We don't want to just die like an animal. And then when we're dead, we end up in hell. We got emotions, we got a mind. We got, as you said, we're made in the image of God. We have emotion, a mind, a heart. We're a trinity, like God within. And you know, when we die, that is not the end. And people have to learn that dying here now is not the end. There will be a judgment.
So would you say that in the last couple of months since you've got properly saved, that your life has transformed?
It is transformed, but there's things that Christ is working with me. Although I don't think it's a sin to do certain things, He's showing me that He will mould me, God will mould me into the image of His Son. But you know, it's not what I do. I come as I am, but He's going to turn out and mould me to what He wants me to be. And it's my hope that He makes me holy so I do go to heaven, especially when I die.
Well, once you're saved, and you're guaranteed of heaven, mate.
That's right, you know, because what it is, once you've got His word in you, living in you, then He will resurrect your body. And people don't realise that without the resurrection power, you'll appear in that body, this mortal one, and it could go to destruction forever.
Okay, one final thing. What would you say with regards to people on the streets preaching and sharing the gospel? Last comment. What was the last thing you'd like to say?
I think it's wonderful, and people should do it more often, because people really are listening. They don't look like they hear you. You know, they're not turning around commenting, but they hear it, because the name Jesus has power. And as you preach the gospel with that name, that power, you will not return void.
Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you. God bless.